Hey everybody, it's David Plouffe, Barack Obama's campaign manager, with some news to share first with you today. We have to file our September fundraising report tomorrow with the Federal Election Commission, but we wanted to let you know directly the result of all your hard work and generosity. We added 632,000 new donors to the Obama campaign in September, which is the biggest month we've ever had in terms of new donors. We now have over 3.1 million people who contributed to this campaign, which is just a remarkable number. And because of your great generosity, we had a record-breaking September. We're going to report tomorrow to the FEC that we raised over $150 million in September, which has allowed us to run such a strong campaign in all these battleground states. The average contribution for the month, even with that large number, was under $100. So the average contribution throughout the campaign is at $86. Beneath the numbers here, in terms of the 3.1 million donors and all of our volunteers out there, really is the story of America. The two groups that have given us the most contributions are retirees and students, which shows how Barack's call for change has sort of spanned the generations. Nurses, teachers, small business owners. It really is the fabric of America who has built this campaign, contributed to the campaign, volunteering. I'm sure many of you yesterday on Saturday were out door knocking and making phone calls. So the overall numbers obviously are impressive, but it's what's beneath the numbers in terms of average Americans who've had enough, who want to change, and who are really fueling this campaign. These next 16 days present us just enormous opportunity to finally do all we can to win this election, but they're going to be challenging too. You've probably seen, if you live in a battleground state, you've certainly seen this. The robocalls and the mail pieces and the nasty ads and the nasty radio ads, they're just going to increase in intensity. And so we have to have the ability to fight back against that. And so you're doing a lot of that, I know, at the doors and on the phones. But we also have to be able to have the ability to put up ads, to send out our own calls in response to the slime that we're getting from the McCain campaign. So their campaign is going to continue to descend, we think, even more into the gutter. And while if you live in a battleground state, you see Barack is out there every day delivering a positive message about where he wants to take us on the economy, on healthcare in terms of foreign policy, we also have to have the ability to respond to this. So even though we had such a great September financially, we need to ask you to continue to contribute because we are, as I said, having to defend ourselves against these really terrible McCain tactics. But we have, in each of these battleground states, a very aggressive campaign plan, and we can't afford to make any cuts. We have to execute everything that we think is required to win. We're also expanding the campaign into new battlegrounds. You might have seen we're now competing aggressively in the state of West Virginia, where we think we have a great chance to win. We've seen polls tightening in places like Georgia and North Dakota. So we're always on the lookout for expansion. And West Virginia now is a state that we have to find more money because we're playing in West Virginia. And in the Virginias and Colorados and Ohios and Floridas, we have to do everything we think is required to win. And in order to do that, we still need more resources. So in these last 16 days, we're just going to ask you to dig as deep as you can. We've come too far. The finish line is too close for us to fall short. The country can't afford it. And so do everything you can in these next 16 days. None of us can look back on the night of November 4th or the morning of November 5th and wished we had done something extra. We have to pour our hearts into this, our talent into this, financially if you can afford to do that, more financial help. Because we simply cannot afford to lose. We have a great opportunity to elect Barack Obama president and really have a president who's going to wake up every day fighting for you in the Oval Office. So thanks for all you're doing. You've built an amazing campaign. We're proud to be your partners in this effort, and let's just go out and have the best 16 days any campaign's ever had in presidential political history, and let's get this thing across the finish line on November 4th. Thank you.